My name is Roshan Vemu, and my disease that I'm going to present to you guys today is diphtheria. This is the overview on what I am going to present to you guys. What is diphtheria? Its symptoms, the types, the disease relating to diphtheria, its transmission, its demographics, its experiment, and its vaccine. So, the basic info is that diphtheria is caused by corn bacterium diphtheriae. There is a vaccine to prevent diphtheria that was created in 1967 and the new one was created in 2005. There are 4 biovars. A biovar is a different stain that differs physiological and biochemically from other stains in the same species. So that means that each strain of diphtheria can be different from its symptoms, its vaccination, how long the vaccination will take place, and how long it's able to infect and stay. So the symptoms. The symptoms include fever, chills, difficulty breathing, rapid breathing, sore throat, and difficulty swallowing, and a bull neck. A bull neck is basically when your lymph node enlarged and looks like you have a very big neck. And a very mild case of diphtheria mimics a cold, so most people think they have a cold, but they probably have diphtheria. They also have a lesion on their skin. A lesion is a region on a tissue that suffers damage and has a dot on their skin. It's like red, and it's very visible. The different types of diphtheria. There are 2 types of diphtheria: clinical diphtheria and respiratory diphtheria. The clinical diphtheria produces a toxin and affects every part of your body except the respiratory system. The respiratory diphtheria is a gray-white pseudomembrane. The pseudomembrane is a group of bacteria clustering in the back of your neck, and it's very visible. So there's 2 species that relate to diphtheria. There's Corynebacteria ulcerans and Corynebacteria pseudotuberculosis. The pseudotuberculosis affects humans and farm animals. They have the same symptoms and usually affects humans and farmers because they're around cattle all the time. Transmission. Diphtheria is very contagious and usually is transmitted between humans or respiratory droplets, which include coughing, sneezing, or spitting on just people. Like in third world countries, people just lock them up indoors and they don't ever come out because it's very contagious. The demographics of diphtheria. Due to the fact that there's a vaccine, diphtheria has rapidly decreased. There's a 10-year incident rate in Europe, 23.8 cases for 1 million people. That it decreased 95% in the past 10 years. But there's a lot of cases in the third world countries that people don't know of because they might live in the farms and there's no communication. Then my experiment. So my introduction is in Georgia, a country in Africa. There's an epidemic of diphtheria in 1993. It started out with 28 cases, then it increased to 312 and then rose to 429 in a span of 2 years. Then the different organizations came to help Georgia, but it didn't work that well. The purpose of this is to identify the major strains of diphtheria, which are biovars that I explained earlier. and also determine whether the Russia's epidemic, which is what happened just a few years back, and Georgia epidemic are related. Here are the methods. So they brought 66 strains of diphtheria, and they amplified using PCR. PCR is polymerase chain reaction, and were measured using pulse field gel electrophoresis. The PFGE pulse field gel electrophoresis pattern were normalized with lambda DNA and lower range PFGE. So bacterial DNA were used for ribotyping and was prepared for PFGE. So the gel loading buffer were also added to digest the DNA. It will stay with ethane DNA. So the results. The 62 strains out of the 66 strains were Gravis biotype, and 4 was Midas biotype. The Russia and Georgia's epidemics were related. This supports the idea that Georgia epidemic, vaccine. The vaccine that took first in 1905, Grover Cleveland was the 22nd and the 24th president of the United States. His daughter died of diphtheria. Due to the fact that he was president, he ordered all the scientists to create a toxide for diphtheria. A toxide doesn't prevent diphtheria, but decreases the chance of catching that diphtheria. A toxoid is an organism sent into the body to destroy the disease. So, DTaP. DTaP is a vaccine that was created in 2005. It's a vaccine for 3 diseases: tetanus, pertussis, and diphtheria. Tetanus, a little background information, is that tetanus is created by Clostridium tetani. The symptoms include spasms, difficulty swallowing, and has a sensation like food is stuck in your throat, and failure in the respiratory system. All 3 of them affect the respiratory system. That's the reason that scientists created a vaccine for all 3 diseases. My citations, and thank you. Any questions?
Raise your hand if you have a question.
James.
About your experiment, so you know why there are more strains for the Gravis biovar than the Midas?
Because the Gravis biovar is like more likely to catch on to a person and stay there than the other biovar.
But what does that have to do with the number of strains there are?
Because 62 out of 66 strains, they have to find diphtheria strains. So wait, can you repeat the question?
So why were there like 62 strains of Gravis and only 4 Midas?
Because Gravis probably is more common in that place of Georgia. AJ? That's a great question. I have to get back on you. Beatrice?
How long does the vaccine last?
Vaccine lasts, like if you take the vaccine lasts your whole lifetime, but you have a chance of getting it. Yeah.
Can you die from this, please?
Can you repeat the question,
Can
please?
you die from this?
Yes, because if you have a very weak immune system, then you could die from this disease. Jordan?
How long is the incubation period for diphtheria?
Usually 7 days, probably. Okay.
Is it common for diphtheria to be confused with pertussis and tetanus?
No, because diphtheria, in most cases, there's a bull neck that and then that's the most common sound.